Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be doing our annual voting for the Game Awards 2025. That's right, my friends. As you all know, I'm a pretty big fan of the Game Awards, regardless of the things that happen in and out of the, inside of production, etc. I think it is a fine show, and ultimately the important part is that it is for gamers, and we do get many game announcements, for upcoming content that'll be in our next year, 2026, and some pretty big stuff as well. So of course, for me, I'm super excited to see whatever Wuthering Waves has to put out. Maybe we'll see some Arknight's Enfield, all the gacha games, and potentially other games that I do play, maybe a new shooter game, Titanfall 3, always mega copium, but regardless, I do enjoy this stuff. Now I will say that I probably won't watch the Game Awards this year, or at least like the entire thing with a live stream on this channel, because there's copyright things, but also and I didn't sign up for that, but I might watch it with someone else. We'll see. It's kind of just a touch and go, but obviously the trailers are going to come out for Wuthering Waves, so we're going to be ready for that. And of course, I do like to look at the Game Awards and recap how the year has kind of gone when it comes to gaming, because it's very important to me. I play a lot of stuff outside of just these gacha games that I focus on this channel. But yeah, no, it's really exciting. What is it? And it's going to be out in 2 days, so super duper excited. And also, the most important reason to be doing this video is this is the final round of a player's voice. I voted all last time, when it came to the rounds. So we had 30 games, now 10 games, and now 5 games. So this is it, my friends. And me personally, I'm going to be voting for Wuthering Waves. I did not get a chance to play Silksong, but it is definitely a contender for it. Dispatch, also a very cool thing. I love Telltale games, in terms of their formula that they created, and now people are, readapting that formula, because it is a great formula. And Expedition 33, Clear Obscure, oh my goodness, insane game. Literally took the world by storm. Do we want to play this in the future? And then, this guy's here, I guess, but obviously the game that I would be voting for is Wuthering Waves, not just because you got 1,000 asteroids, but also because Wuthering Waves has been my game of the year, pretty much for the most part. It is the game that I, regardless of if I even got to make a lot of content for it this year, or even content in general, this is the game that I was always happy to boot up and play daily. And they just have so much stuff, going in the right direction. And of course, the most important thing about Players Voice is listening to the players. If you put feedback into the game that is something that is achievable, within a 1 to 3 month time cycle, they'll do it. On all the stuff that happened within the last year of Wuthering Waves, the story, the new characters, and all the feedback that goes in, this one really deserves Players Voice Game of the Year, in my opinion. But with that out of the way, let's go ahead and move on to the actual voting, when it comes to the Game Awards. So here we go. Now there's some I already voted for because they're not really topics I'm super expertise on. So I kind of just did my research, looked at what I believe made the most sense in that situation. But we're gonna be starting with best multiplayer, and best multiplayer has a lot of these. Now this one's interesting because there's a lot of ways to define multiplayer, right? There is, is it just playing with one other person? Is it playing with a mass set of people like Battlefield? And I've had the fortune to be playing at least some of these games. Of course, everything we vote for is not going to be on this, but it's definitely going to be leading towards these 3. Split Fiction obviously is a multiplayer game, but I believe Split Fiction fits in a different category, so I would take this off the list. Arc Raiders, a little too new, so I can't really guarantee it would be the one. I would actually put Helldivers here, but Helldivers obviously isn't technically new this year, so it's going to be between Battlefield and Peak. And personally speaking, I would probably pick Peak. Peak, as much as I haven't played a lot of it in comparison to the other games out in this year for multiplayer, like Repo, Lethal, which is those games. I think those ones are definitely ones I enjoyed and I play more. But Peak is easily a really well made game for an indie studio, and I personally just do enjoy it a lot. So that's going to be my vote for that one. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one, being best sim and strategy. Now, oh man, you guys know I love tactics game. We haven't finished up Fire Emblem on this channel yet, but they've got some good stuff. And easily, I mean, the question's undoubtable. If I already like Fire Emblem and I already like Final Fantasy and whatnot, it's gonna be Final Fantasy Tactics. I'm sure these games could have something interesting to offer, but this one's easily going to be my pick for tactics styles games. They're very rare, they're very hard to find. When they do them right, like FF, it's done so well. Let's go to the best family. Best family, what is it? You know, family is something I always define as, you know, it's for, you know, what is it? It can be for, you know, parent, it can be for adults too, but it's mostly catered towards, you know, kids 13 and below. And what is it? It has something that, you know, a little bit, what is it? A little bit for, you know, all of them to really get a lot of fun out of it. So it could be between Mario Kart, Sonic, but I think there's some things, you know, with these games that fit in better categories. Split Fiction is also, again, it's not that it's not a family game, but it's definitely more for people who are probably a little more mature, you know, not that kids couldn't play it, but it would definitely be leaning to stuff over here. And I definitely take a hint at Lego Party, you know, seeing this game come to Netflix and whatnot, and having just another version of Mario Party that's not like Nintendo specifically, is pretty cool. So we're going to be sticking with Lego Party with that one. All right, moving on to the next category, best fighting. Oh boy, fighting games, what is it? You know, it's so strange to not have Smash Brothers, what is it, in this year, because obviously Smash is one of the biggest franchises of all time. But you know, these days, what is it, the fighting games will always be the one who's kind of there. And 2XKO, you know, very exciting. Capcom Fighting Collection, that one's awesome. Fatal Fury, freaking great. Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection, what is it? Virtual Fighter, you know, I'm less knowledgeable about that, but any what is it, I really do feel like any of these could really take the pick. 2XKO, I would say, on principle I would not vote it, because I have a thing where it's like, if you're like, what is it, it's like a season 0 situation where they are soft launching the game, and I am personally not a big fan of that, mostly just the reasoning of like, I feel like you should have your game all the way done. So I'd center it down to these three, and me personally, I would definitely go for the Capcom Fighting Collection. This one was such a big deal when they announced it, and what is it, people were freaking jumping out of their seat for it. And honestly, like, it is the legacy of fighting games, you know, or at least like one of the biggest fighting games in one spot. So I personally would vote for this one. What is it? Best RPG? Oh boy, y'all know I love some RPGs, and man, it's not a question. Monster Hunter, what is it? I did have the opportunity to play it this year. What is it? It is a lot of fun. What is it? And outside of that, the rest I really didn't play, but also I've never really been interested, what is it, in this game. And what is it, whatever these two are. So however, Clair Obscur, I mean, it's the definition of an RPG, the definition of an RPG, and easily going to be taking the spot in this category. Moving on to best action and adventure. What is it? This one's hard, you know. When I define an action game, what is it, it tends to not be, what is it, some of these games, what is it, Split Fiction, Hollow Knight, you know, they are technically action games, what is it, but they fit a very different sort of vibe. So even though they're great games, I would not be voting them here. And what is it, Indiana Jones, never tried it. What is it, Death Stranding, already good at base, but also nothing is something I would define as an action game. And what I get to do see of Ghost of Yotei, I'm going to be keeping that, so let's look at Ghost of Yotei. All right, best action game. What is it? Now this one's specifically all about the action, you know. There's no, what is it, there's not, what is it, not that there's no adventure, but there is some of it to it. And this one's definitely going to be sticking, what is it, between Ninja Gaiden and Doom. What is it, I didn't get to see much of Doom, but Ninja Gaiden I followed pretty closely when it came to them having their new game out, so I would definitely go with Ninja Gaiden here. All right, best mobile game. Oh baby, the category that is so crazy. And like I said, if I see any of y'all in the comments being like, oh well, what is it, or what is it, if I see any slander on any of these games about, oh, this one actually deserves it better, the other game is trash, nah, you got it all wrong. If you, what is it, are a person who is anti-gacha war, you understand that at the end of the day, what is it, these games are really good. What is it, pretty much all of them. I didn't have the opportunity to play Persona 5 the Phantom X this year, but I am a believer that it is a pretty good game. What is it, Sonic Rumble is also all right. Uma Musume, literally the biggest, craziest, what is a cultural phenomenon that I've ever seen, you know, pop up. You know, people who like had zero interest in anime games, like, but I love Umas. And then of course Wuthering Waves. Now Wuthering Waves is the one that I'd be picking my vote for here, because in terms of mobile innovation, they do a really good job in how they handle you know, making the mobile version you know, yours to play. The biggest thing I love about Wuthering Waves mobile, and a thing that I tell, what is it, for all the other mobile games who come out in similar genre, is that you can really customize the experience to work better for your mobile experience, and that being that you can change the UI. So for example, my character switch is, you know, on the other side of the screen. My D-pad can move wherever it wants. I've changed the sizes of the buttons. What is it? It's very easy to clear most of the content. What is it that you need to in the game? And also controller support, dude. Controller support for a game like this where you really need a controller, what is it, or something to have what is it, really good precision. Not that you can't play with touch controls, you can. What is it? And thankfully they make the touch controls very well optimized. This is what makes Wuthering Waves, me personally, my mobile game of the year. But any of these honestly could take it, I do believe. What is it? It's probably going to be Uma, but I'm okay with that. I mean, Uma's great too. What is it? I just don't personally play it. Best debut indie game. Now this one's fun because indie games truly are what is it, the core of, you know, like what can breathe in new life. What is it? We already talked about it earlier, is that and for this one, Dispatch, it's between Dispatch and Eclair, but this one I'd probably give it to Dispatch. What is it? Because Dispatch, when it comes to you know, their debut indie game, this is someone, you know, what is it, Clear Obscure obviously is great. It literally has holding the title for game of the year, but I believe it has other metrics, you know, that stand out, you know, outside being the best indie game. Dispatch is quite literally re-innovating and reigniting the genre of storytelling based games that are quite literally just like you know, making decisions and stuff. And that is so important to that, you know, bringing that kind of idea back. What is it? And, you know, doing it through an indie studio is really incredible. So Dispatch easily gets my vote. Best independent game. What is it? Now this one's fun too. What is it? You know, pretty close. What is it? Pretty close. What is it to indie game? But yeah, when it comes to independent game, what is it? For this one, definitely, you know, considering you know, their production pipelines, etc., I would easily give this one to Hollow Knight. You know, we had to wait 7 years for this game, but it literally is 3 people. What is it? And I think that's kind of like the truest like definition of independence when it comes to that. All right, moving on to the next one. Let's take a look here. Go into best community support. Best community support is always interesting because this one I will purely base it off of how much you know, community stuff is getting pushed in what is it, into the game, or is necessary to keep the game alive. And this one's honestly pretty hard to vote because everyone here, what is it, pretty much has a pretty good standing in where what is it, and where the community support you know, between the devs and whatnot is pretty good. You know, even if it's not like directly communicated, what is it, you know, Fortnite does a pretty good job, what is it, at doing what they do, you know, in terms of like, you know, handling the game, making sure that, you know, people are enjoying the season, etc. No Man's Sky, literally the definition of best community support. Helldivers 2, you know, I think it did pretty all right. What is it, especially with that new patch where it's going to be where it's actually 20 gigabytes now instead of 100 gigabytes, and that's why I'm playing it more. Baldur's Gate also, I mean, it's literally what is it, one of the games of the year. And also man, like it's literally like the D&D RPG. Like you can do so much with it. But I don't know, I mean, Final Fantasy 14 also works too. What is it? But I probably still have to just give it to No Man's Sky, because like No Man's Sky is like so consistent, what is it, in like doing what they do for community support. It's like it is the figurative beacon of it. So I'd probably stick with No Man's Sky, personally speaking. Best ongoing. Now typically this ends up having a gacha game inside here. What is it? But it's obviously they're not a big fan of the gacha games constantly taking over categories. What is it? So this one could go to any of these. Like all of these do deserve you know, one of these votes, at least at the minimum. You know, me personally though, what is it, I would say that Marvel Rivals is definitely doing, what is it, in terms of like the standout, what is it, is kind of doing the best in terms of their communication. I have, what is it, Marvel Rivals, you know, through their learning in history, what is it, from other games in the past like Overwatch, has understood fully how to effectively communicate, what is it, you know, how you know, they do their updates, how they handle their choices, etc. And that's really, really awesome. And you know, I know that would fit more into the category of you know, what is it, but like best community support. But I think part of that is that they also turn it into, what is it, advertising, and it has created like, what is it, one of the biggest games what is it, to come out in the last year, and what is it, and like show just like there's something always happening you know, in this game. And I do think that that does deserve you know, especially because it's its only category this year. I would definitely vote this in as best ongoing. What is it? And I mean, there's plenty more to come for that game. Best performance. What is it? Oh man, this one, you already know. All of these are great voice actors, been in dozens of projects that I personally played before, but you know, especially just not just because of Wuthering Waves, because we also have Troy Baker, what is it, in a ton of games, Ben Starr, also in a ton of games I played, Charlie Cox as well. But easily this one's gonna go to Jennifer English. Discovering this voice actor through Wuthering Waves and also hearing it inside Expedition 33, it is definitely the one I would say that has the best performance, what is it, out of the entire year. Truly an amazing voice actor. What is it? All right, best audio design. This one is always a little tough, but it's definitely going to be sticking with the games that tune themselves to a little bit of more realism. Battlefield is one of them. You know, I got the opportunity to play it. You know, that one felt you know, pretty realistic. I do like the audio design on that. You know, the communication with it is very effective. Death Stranding is also an option. Ghost of Yote is also an option. Silent Hill is also an option. Like, this one's hard because once you've truly heard good audio design, what is it, in games like Wuthering Waves or like, you know, other TV shows and stuff, like you understand like implicitly like how they handle these things. And honestly, what is it, this one would be really hard for me to pick, but I would probably have to go between Battlefield 6 and Ghost of Yote. It's a tie. What is it, I would probably stick with Ghost of Yote just because the audio overall, it's easier to pick where that stuff is coming from. What is it, Battlefield definitely does a good job. What is it, and like I said, they're basically tied, but if I have to pick one, it's gonna be this one here. Go ahead and move to the next category. Oh no, we're going to the top here. Best score in music. Oh man, even if you don't play these games, everybody can listen to music, man. And oh, this is truly a difficult one to pick because I mean, I've listened to Hollow Knight, I've listened to Hades, I've listened to Expedition 33. What is it, I haven't listened to these two. What is it, so they're probably, what is it, they're unfortunately not really getting you know, their time to shine. But already, like, these three have really good OSTs. I still listen to Hades all the time, bro. What is it, and then Expedition 33, those banger soundtracks, like, man, oh man, it is hard to say, what is it, who would go here. But honestly, what is it, I would probably give it to Expedition 33. You know, even if I haven't listened to their full track, what is it, it is, what is it, the few songs that I did get to listen to this year, you know, without playing the game, blew me away so hard that it's gotta be Expedition 33, bro. It's gotta be. All right, moving on to the next one. Best art direction. Now this one's always fun. What is it, and I would say that it's probably going to stick between these two, you know, but art direction for me will always be, even if, because realism is art. Realism is art. It's a form of art. But you know, a lot more of the stuff tends to pop out to you when they choose a style and they stick with it, and that is a very special thing to do, you know, for video games. And you know, all these games, you know, how they look is, you know, super impressive, etc. But when it comes to talking about specifically how they direct the art, how they make it look, it's definitely got to be Hades. What is it, Hades has an art style that I really do like, and you know, like, no matter what, it's super recognizable, you know, regardless of what you see. If you ever send like a picture of Hades, it's like, oh, I know that game, that's the game, and it's gotta stay, bro. All right, best narrative. Listen, bro. Listen, bro, it's Expedition 33. I'm sorry. The RPG to check all of the boxes in terms of what it can achieve, it's Expedition 33, bro. I have never seen, what is it, so many people absolutely invested into a game, and I cannot wait to play it at some point. But seeing the reviews of people, like, you know, who I enjoy watching, what is it, etc., and talking about like their experience with Expedition 33, that's an unquestionable thing. All right, best game direction. This one's always fun. It's, you know, it's like it says here, outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design. Oh, don't you know it, buddy? It's not that these games are generic or that they haven't been done before, but these two are sequels. This is part of the franchise. What is it? This is also a sequel. So as you know, it's gonna be Expedition 33 to innovate on turn-based combat and make it, what is it, super duper exciting and engaging. And again, why I want to play the game so bad, because what is it, I love RPGs, I love Persona, you know, I love everything of that time that came out, Final Fantasy, and to see something like this come out and see people who aren't even into RPGs, what is it, and be just absolutely invested in this game is amazing. And you know, being able to share you know, the joy of turn-based combat with people is super duper awesome. So this is easily you know, the winner for best game direction. And finally, game of the year, give it up for the final 6. And oh man, these are all great games, but I think it's pretty easy to eliminate you know, and walk around who I think deserves the most. Donkey Kong, cool game, what is it, but personally I would not say this is game of the year. What is it, it's, you know, not in a lot of the categories, and it doesn't have those standout things that I've talked about you know, through and while. Kingdom Come Deliverance, personally I haven't played it, so it's probably gonna go out. Death Stranding 2, also, you know, personally not really there, so kind of be sticking with stuck with here. It's not that sequels are bad, it's just that sequels are sometimes they're more the same, what is it, so it doesn't stick out to you so much, what is it, and in a way, what is it, as a result, I probably wouldn't vote for Hades or Hollow Knight either for, you know, truly being the game of the year, because, you know, especially, what is it, Hollow Knight is freaking amazing, dude, but you know, it is ultimately a DLC sequel, what is it, to the standard Hollow Knight, of course at a very reasonable price, mind you, what is it, but you know, it is continuing, and it is more of the same thing for Hades. It is more of the same, but you know, you get the new characters, what is it, the new gods, etc. But I think unquestionably most people know game of the year is gonna go to Claire Obscure Expedition 33 unquestionably, and that will do with my Game Awards voting. You know, I did a lot of rambling, what is it, talked about, you know, all the stuff that I feel about these games, but it's really cool. I think this year was, you know, a surprisingly pretty good year for gaming as a whole. You know, a lot of people have the doom and gloom, what is it, about a lot of games who either, you know, get canceled, what is it, or you know, are just not really like feeling it, etc. But I think this year was a pretty good year for gaming, especially when it came, you know, to that, like, we have two indie titles, bro, in the running for game of the year, and that just shows that there really is, like, you know, so much that gaming can do, what is it, in this space. And it's really cool to see you know, how far these things come, or technically 3, actually, you know, because Expedition 33 counts as an indie game, well, you know, to really revolutionize the genre, where companies, what is it, and whatnot fails, you know, due to red tape, maybe it's not their fault, or you know, incompetence, what is it, there will always be something that comes out you know, that innovates like crazy, or just continues what they're doing, which is great, like, you know, Death Stranding. But I think, what is it, this is definitely a pretty good year for gaming. What is it, you know, I got to enjoy you know, Wuthering Waves even more. You know, there's so many gacha games that are coming out that are very interesting, you know, and of course, you know, as for like the paid games themselves, you know, these are all games that, like, you know, like, are gonna be have a lasting legacy, you know, down the line, and won't just be like forgotten, which, like, you know, that's how some companies feel. It's just like, okay, make the game, and then, you know, like, people will forget about it, and then we make another one. It's like, no, man, what is it, you have to find a way to innovate, what is it, or like continue doing, you know, what players love. And you know, that is very well shown, I think, in this lineup of game of the year. You know, either whether it's a sequel, what is it, like literally like 3 of these games, or I mean, hey, this one has a 2 in it, so maybe it's a sequel, what is it, but you know, in terms of originality, revolutionizing RPGs, revolutionizing Metroidvanias, revolutionizing you know, roguelites, you know, a new Donkey Kong platformer, heck yeah, what is it, one of the best games originally, what is it, now gets a sequel, and you know, this one too. I think that's pretty cool. But yeah, that's pretty much all my thoughts you know, about the Game Awards. Remember, don't forget to vote for Wuthering Waves, what is it, if you want what is it, to show that, you know, you're really happy with the support that they've given us. You know, I really do believe Wuthering Waves does deserve players' voice, because our voice is the most received you know, in this game, and I do really feel that they do deserve you know, get, what is it, this reward for a player's voice. But that's pretty much all my voting. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to vote for yourself. Be ready, what is it, tons of stuff is coming out, the Game Awards trailer, the Wuthering Waves you know, live stream. So much is going to be happening you know, in the next week, and we'll probably get back to streams and whatnot kind of around afterwards, because you know, we're going to be doing all of this like reaction stuff. So you know, there's not going to be a lot of room outside of the tune break video that I want to publish. You know, maybe after the live stream, we'll see. But yeah, if you enjoy what we do here, go ahead and check out all the other stuff. Wuthering Waves, Stranova, what is it, our main focus is here. And outside of that, thank you guys so much for watching, and you know, here's to another great year of gaming, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.